Yes, confirm now if the audio is fixed. Let me just see. Confirm if you are all able to hear me now. Perfect. I believe you are all able to hear me now loud and clear. And sorry for the technical hitch that we experienced earlier. And thank you for just confirming. Now we good, and it is good that all of you are now here and are able to see the presentation and able to hear me. So as we begin our webinar, I did state that I'm joined in with my moderator, that is Orwa Joseph, who will be moderating the session. Feel free to engage him as much as possible, and we will be glad to get to understand what we are going to discuss and some of the tips that are there when you want to do anything online. So as we begin, we are going to discuss more on how to create your digital marketing strategy. And even as I begin this webinar, let me start by asking this. There's a wise saying that if you fail to have a strategy, you are planning to fail. So anything that you do in this world, always ask yourself, do I have a clear defined structure that I'm going to follow, or that I'm going to use as a guideline so that I can achieve the desired success? So as a person in your life, day to day, whatever you do, is it going to attribute something that is going to be important in your own life, in your business, in your career path, in anything that you are willing to do? And in that connection, today we are going to focus our discussion on three main agenda. And the first one is going to be the introduction to digital marketing. We need to understand what digital marketing is all about, what does it entail, and after that, now we'll look at how do we discover the marketing channels, what are the available marketing channels that are there, and then the last thing would be to build a digital marketing plan. So after understanding what digital marketing is, you need to know the channels that are available. After the channel, you need now to understand how to build a digital marketing plan. So anytime somebody asks you, what's your strategy in performing the digital activities that you want to do, you need, first of all, to understand which channel am I going to use and what plan do I need to execute so that I can get the best out of that particular channel. Thank you very much. I can see all of you, some of you confirming that you can now hear me. And just feel free to engage my moderator. He will be sharing some of the links with you. I know this session is only for 1 hour, and we'll be having this series of webinars every Wednesday at 8 to 9. So feel free to just share some of the questions that you're having and some of the comments with my moderator, and I'll get to respond to them in a few. Let us begin by just understanding, when we talk about digital marketing, what comes to your mind? Every time we talk about digital, most people think about the generation 2.0. And when I say generation 2.0, everybody who is below the age of 35 or 40, everybody outside here believes you know what it takes when you talk about digital. But there are two things that are involved here. If you are in the age bracket below 40 or below 35, are you digital yourself? That's the question. And then if you are in business, do you understand now the digital marketing aspect that is there? So anytime we are talking about digital marketing, you need to understand what does it mean to be digital, and what does it mean now to do digital marketing. And here comes the question. If I pose this question, feel free to just post your answers on the chat, and I'll be looking at them in a few. What opportunities might you get from being online? You as a person, you as a business, what are some of the opportunities you think you can get when you are online? So when you look at that, will you consider yourself to be digital? I see some of you joining us all the way from Rwanda. I see some of you joining us from Nyeri, that is in Kenya. I see Dorothy Kaputa from Zimbabwe. Just share in different parts of this continent. If you have ever been on the internet, how has your internet assisted you in achieving something? Have you ever posted something? And what are some of the opportunities that you've ever received or gotten out of this particular platform that you are in? So just to sample some of the responses. And as you do that, I'll just share a story. I don't know if some of you have seen this story going on, or it's a famous story in Kenya where you find there was a lame person who was buying a scratch card. He wanted to use the scratch card on the phone. So there was a Safaricom agent who tried to assist this particular person just to perform the entire process. So she knelt down, and people were able to see that as a form of empathy. So the customer care empathized with the person with disability, and somebody took that particular photo, took that particular video, and shared it online. And by doing that, you find that this particular lady continued to be interviewed about that just simple act of care. And that is just a story. And so many people, you find that by just that one opportunity that you have. Right now, some of you know if you do something bad, people will post it online. If you do something good, people will post it online. So regardless how people look at it, the way you take it matters. So you need to understand what I'm doing on my platform. Is it something that I can get value out of it? Let me just see some of the comments coming in. I see Paul saying, when you are online with the purpose, get what you want in life. So purpose is very important according to Paul. And also I see Mercy Shege saying visibility. It gives you a lot of visibility, of which most of you are joining as I'm from Nairobi. So the moment you are outside Nairobi, you are joining us all the way from Nyeri, you are joining us from Rwanda. You see, it gives you the opportunity of just getting to understand some of the things that we are discussing tonight. So those are some of the opportunities. And just to make all of you understand this, when you're talking about opportunities, you need to look at the world in a different way. And every time I talk about this, I usually ask, how do people access internet? And most people access the internet as it is written, or as it has been researched, that 85% of people access internet via their mobile phone. And you find in sub-Saharan Africa, we have around 747 million SIM connections. Looking at these numbers, anything that goes online and it gets a fraction of that particular number, that will be something that will trend in the online platform. And most people will be aware of what you are doing. So over the recent years, there has been significant increase in the usage of the mobile phones. Until right now, you find a kid less than 5 years old can be in a position to just have a phone, go in the internet on the YouTube channel, try to download some videos, download some movies, and they just watch your games. So looking at that, that is an opportunity of entertainment to kids. I don't know. And the other day, I was just looking at some of the top rated videos in the world, and you find the famous Shak Do Do Do, the song that every kid around the continent knows about, has over, I don't know, 1 billion views. And you can imagine how many kids out here, every time they just want to look at that song, that is an opportunity. And the people who came up with that song are earning money out of that. So you as a person, what are some of the opportunities that you think the internet can offer you? So looking at these numbers in Kenya, and we are talking about Kenya, Nigeria, and South Africa. These are some of the key nations that we are going to focus on. And the moment we are talking about the mobile world, what are you doing in the internet that can be something better for you? So 80% of the sales come from different brands online. And you'll find 20% of the population go for brands. When I say a brand, what is your brand saying? One thing, and I know you'll do this after this session, if you're using your gadget, let me just ask, have you gone online and searched your name? If your name is Boniface Mugi, if that is your name, just go on the online platform and type Boniface Mugi. What pops up first? The picture that comes up there, is it something that people are proud of? Is it something that people can easily say they want to connect with Boniface? Is it something that will be valuable to you? So every time, and that is why I usually tell most of the digital generation, youths, and business people, always understand what are you putting up and is it going to work to your advantage or not. So when you're talking about opportunities, always ask yourself, how do I reach to more people in the global world? And that is why we have what we call Google Trends. Right now, when you want to know what is trending, you can easily just go to Google Trends, look at the location where you are, look at that, and you'll be in a position to see and monitor what is trending and how can I align my talent so that I can get the best out of this. So Google Trends can help you compare number of Google searches for your product if you are in business and the services that you are offering based on the country versus other countries. So if you want to market something in Kenya, be it in Nigeria, be it in South Africa or Zimbabwe or Rwanda, you'll be in a position to do that. And I'll be showing you this in a few. And anytime you want to search anything on the search engine, I know most of you believe and you know that Google is the biggest search engine in the world. So anytime you do any search on the Google platform, you'll be in a position to see, is this working and is this not working? So that is something that you can consider. And before you do the Google Trends, the first thing you're supposed to ask yourself, who are my customers? Learn about your customers. Who are they? What do they deal with? How do they behave online? So being online allows you to gain access and leverage on some of the tools that are available. And the first thing after going to Google Trends, you'll get to understand, how does this product or service behave online? And then with that, now you ask yourself, which tool am I going to measure this particular result so that I can have an information that will be perfect to my business? So with Google Marketing Platform, you can gain access to various tools that you can use the most in your marketing strategy. And Google offers a lot of analytics. We have Google Analytics, we have YouTube Analytics if you are on YouTube, we have Firebase, that is analytics for the apps, and then also we have the Google Ads, and also we have the Data Studio where you are able to access a tool that brings all the data to life. You can easily just see in a line graph, if you can see the trend, how does it perform? And also we have Brand Lift Survey. Here is where you have very easy surveys where you can easily understand data and you can understand something from the real people. So these are some of the examples that you need to understand so that you can easily understand marketing. And just to make you people flow with me, the first thing, understand the opportunity that is available for you. After the opportunity, look at the numbers. What number are you looking at? Then understand the Google trends. What is trending? After understanding the trend, learn about your customers. Look at the available tools that you can use for the measurements. And then after getting that, you'll now be in a position to understand and build some information. And that's what we call the insights, with some of the social media analytics that you'll be doing if you're on social media, and you'll be able to get the best result for your marketing strategy. So how do you now do all this as a business person, as an individual? If you're an individual and you are looking into venturing into digital marketing, you need to understand the process. And that is why we are here to just let you know that if you want to build your audience profile, you need to have the four things in check. Number one, do you have the relative content? How are they reacting to your messages? Content is very key. And I'm talking about the steps that all of you need to take note when you want to do any digital marketing. So when you want to build your audience profile, always use the tools that I've just mentioned so that you can understand before you even build your content. But you find most of us, the first thing you do is to just go and build content and try a platform. So when I'm talking about uh, understanding your audience profile, always start with the content. Then, who are the audience that you are targeting? Who are they? Which language do they speak? What time are they usually online? And then, how do you convert? This is now the conversion. Are they taking action? This is what we call the call to action. What do you want them to do? If you are on Facebook and your button is just the like page, everybody will just like and you'll have 1,000 likes. But what do they want them to do after liking your page? Then the last thing will be the traffic sources. Where do you get this traffic coming from? Are you going to target them on LinkedIn? Are you going to target them from Instagram? Are you going to target them from their websites? Are you going to target them from a certain site? So always build that. If you get that right, you'll now be in a position to understand your audience profile. For example, if I now want to, I know it is back to school with some of the students in Kenya, and you'll start saying, I'm selling some of the back to school products. So when you're doing that, the first thing, do you have the relative content? And whom are you marketing? Will you market for the kids? Will you market for the parents who have got kids? So who are your audience? And what action do you want them to take? Do you want them to subscribe to something? Do you want them to buy in bulk so that they get that particular discount? Or do you want them to leave their email addresses so that every time they are taking their kids back to school, they can get notifications of your promotional products? And then lastly, the traffic. Where do you get them? That is how you start building your audience. And communicating and supporting your customers is very key. Anytime you are talking about communicating with your customers on social media, on any platform, on your website, you get to understand your customer. Who are they? You understand their interests, you understand their localities, you understand their demographics. Are they married? Are they single people? Do they have kids? So that the moment you are doing something with them, you can give them an extra offer that makes sense as a family. And then improve your customer service. Customer service is very good when you are online. Always understand, how do I interact with my customers online? What do I need to do so that I get the best? And the moment you improve that, it will automatically broaden your customer base. The next thing, customers often use reviews to reveal what they have. Some will be anonymous, some will be okay. People will decide, I'm giving you a 5-star rating, I'm giving you a 4-star rating, I'm giving you a 1, and this is the reason. You as a business person, look at that as an opportunity so that you can improve yourself. Don't look at it. And if it is bad, try and respond to it and see how best can I make this not affect me. And then develop your brand identity. Right now, talking about brand, there are some names the moment you mention them. If I say Michael Jackson, everybody will say, I remember the Michael Jackson moves, because that is what is there as a brand that he did build. The other day, people were looking at different things that is happening around the world. And with this current COVID-19, so many artists have come together to just construct songs, and that so that we can together stand and defeat this particular virus. So every time you come as a brand and speak to people, they identify you with what you do best. So this is the positive image that increases the likelihood of people and just customers doing with you if you build a bad brand out here and you are the same person going out and telling people to do something, most of them will not do what you are requesting them to do. Having shared that, now I just want to stop and share. I don't know if there are some questions. I just want to share my screen and show you the Google Trends that I was talking about. And step by step, I will be able to share with you in what I mean when I talk about the Google Trends. And the steps that I was just talking about are the ones that I'm going to share with all of you. This is how the search engine looks like. And when you're looking at the search engine, the first thing you remember I said you need to have a strategy. And anytime we want to do anything online, somebody will start by asking yourself, where do I get the information? So just type Google Trends and then click on it. It will open a page as this. This is how Google Trends looks like. And it is a tool that you can use to explore the online platform so that you can get the best. And you see down here, it gives you everything. And here on the top right, where there's your image, you can see there's a drop down here indicating the country. So if you are in Kenya, you need to click on this drop down. Let me show you here. You click on that drop down and type in Kenya. You'll see Kenya will appear. Once you type in Kenya, now the trends will change. And you now need to specify exactly what you are looking for. And on your searches, you can see your search in 2020, 2018. This is my account. So if you want now to look for something, let me assume I'm in the fashion industry. I shall say fashion, and then I choose fashion as the topic that I just want to focus on. So I want to compare it. And for the last 12 months, I can easily, so let me just show you. This is how it looks like. The search term is fashion. So you put here the key term that you are focusing on. The country is here. For the past 6 months, how has fashion as a term trended online? So you can easily look at the curve and you'll be able to see the nature. And this is for the May 2020 to April 2021, because I did select here past 12 months. If I'm in the fashion industry, I only want to focus on the past 30 days. That is a month. You shall see it will load and it will give me a result, how the trend has been. So if I come here, you'll see in April 12th till now, which is May 12th, this has been the trend. You see in April towards in Kenya, I can focus it there. So it can show you how it's trending. And when I'm on the category section, which category of fashion are you looking at? Is it in health? These are some of the categories which are there. You can easily look at some of them. If you just want all, you can choose all. And if it's on web search or image or Google Shopping or YouTube search, you can easily select and it will show you the trend on a particular platform. Then also you can choose to compare. We are comparing fashion with designs. So this is the term design. So you can easily add another search term and you can compare. So it will show you the design is marked in red and you can see the design was up during this time and that was in April and the fashion was down. So you can easily compare the terms that are relating with you. And also if you now want to share it with someone, you can easily share it on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Tumblr. If you want to download the result, you are able to download the result. And this is something that you as a digital person, you need to understand it well so that you can get the best results. That is the first thing that I said you need to check. After looking at the Google Trends, now you need also now to come and now analyze the customer. That's where we are talking about the demographics, we are talking about the interests, and some of the activities that they do. After looking at this, now you come to the content. What content do you want the customers to get? I believe all of you should be in a position now to just understand the trend and look at some of the things that you believe would be of great help before you do any digital marketing. Let me pause for any question. Are there any question? Any question? Feel free to post any question. Let me just check. I see Museveni is saying you praying our host networks become stable. I believe your prayers have been answered. On my side, it's now clear. Thank you, guys. Feel free to just post your questions. I believe where you are talking about just looking at that was a screenshot. It was not a presentation. So, just feel free to post some of the questions that you'll be having, and then I'll be looking at them. I want us to look at some of the digital marketing channels. You remember the first part of it, we are looking at what digital marketing is. We looked at the tools that are available. I shared about the Google Trends. I now talked about the audience profile, which is very, very key before you start any digital strategy. After doing that, step number 2 that you need to take note when you are talking about a strategy are the available channels. And we'll break it down to 6 common channels that you have to consider when you are doing any marketing. So when you are doing any marketing, digital marketing is a very good platform for you to excel as a person and as a business. Essentially, it's anything that you do online that you want people to get attention and also hopefully get sales out of that from customers. So when we are talking about search engine optimization, we are trying to optimize your website so that it can show more often when somebody is doing a search on the engine. That is what we call search engine optimization. And on the contrary, on the search engine marketing is a platform that allows you to bid on certain keywords where you pay for your website to appear first on the search engine. On this SEO, it is free. And on the search engine marketing, that is SEM, that is paid on certain keywords. And looking at the Google arithmetic, you'll be in a position to understand what am I bidding on? Do I understand the keyword that my customers are going to use so that I can do this? And I'll be showing you that in a few. And SEM is also called PPC, that is pay per click. So when you're talking about SEM, we're talking about you paying when people click on that website that you did pay for that keyword so that it can show up. And then we also have social media marketing. Here is, of course, we are using the social networks like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, so that you can reach your audience by gaining traffic and attention that you exist and you are doing this particular thing. And then we've got display marketing. Here's where you advertise on a varied website across the internet. Here's where you can see some banner ads there where you are in a position to just use images or animations or videos as well so that they can appear across websites in the internet. And then we've got also email marketing where people who have interacted with you can easily target them using the emails they've shared with you or in your database and see how can you communicate with them and offer them some of the offers that are existing in your business. And lastly, we have the content marketing. So you as a person, all these 6 channels that I've just shared with you, which one do you want to focus on? And what ideal objective am I going to achieve with that? So when you are talking about this, you need to understand, how do I get started with such marketing? And when you talk about search, this is when somebody is on the search engine. That is the text box that you usually see after the word Google. You shall see we have some of the paid text ads and some of the shopping ads. Shopping ads usually have some images, and you can see some price tags beneath them. So this is just an example of a search engine result page, and you are able to see some of the things that people are trying to market online. So the first thing you'll notice that if you go on the search query, there is what someone has typed into the Google search engine. So the results then show. Once the results show, it's either an ad or it's an organic search. So an ad is that which has been paid for, and an organic one is the one that has not been paid for. So the sponsored or AD that appears before the URL, that means it is a paid one, and an organic one does not have an AD. I'll be showing you that in a few so that you understand anybody who is doing any marketing on the search platform, they are not paying, it will appear on the organic search. And if they are paying, it will appear on the sponsored ad. How do you now get started with this? There are three things. We have the search query that I was talking about. You can see the search query that has been pointed red. So we have the text box there. You enter what you're looking for. And then if the keyword matches what people are searching for, your ad will appear. But if your keyword does not match what people are looking for, you will not appear. And you will not be charged because you've not appeared. You'll only be charged if somebody clicks on that link. And then we have the paid text and shopping ads. You can see the cameras there. Those are some of the paid texts. And then the organic search listings usually come beneath. So ideally, there are usually 7 ads on a page. We usually have 4 or 3 on the first part, and then we have the paid text, we have the organic search listings, and then beneath we also have some 3 ads that have been paid. So it depends with the arithmetic that has been performed. So how do you get started with search engine optimization? Everybody talks about, I want my website to be fast, I want this, I want that. If you want anything to happen fast on the Google search, we need to make sure we have these 3 things in place. Sign up on the Google Search Console, and I believe my moderator will be in a position just to share a link that you are in a position to submit your content to the Search Console. So submitting your content to Google, you use the Search Console. And once you submit your content, they will be in a position to monitor what you are doing in your content. So if you submit a content, it's just like the time that we used to be in high school or maybe campus, and you submit your research to your lecturer and they need to go through it. So once you submit, they will look at it and they will go through it. If you don't submit, they will not know that you've got valuable content. And that's why we usually tell people you are the contributors of the Google platform. So submit your content to Google, and then it will monitor what you are doing in the search. So everybody who is on the search, Google, once you've submitted on the Search Console, it will now send alerts on the critical issues that need to be corrected. The Google Search Console will help you identify if there are any issues with your content, some errors in your website, and that will make it hard for Google to rank you highly. So once you submit, they will now tell you the same way the lecturer usually just after submitting your assignment, they will just look at it and now say, I think there's an error in the part 3. Go correct it so that the whole page looks good. The same thing Google does using the Search Console. Then the second step, how do you now help Google find your content? You submit a sitemap. This is when somebody tells you, where do you stay? You give them a route map. And talking about the sitemap, this will help Google. We have some called bots. This is a kind of a bot. They are just, we call them, the robots that understand the structure of your site. So they are those bots that move around your site, they will know if I want this, I'm going to this particular page. If it is about this, I'm going to this particular page. If it's the career section, I will go on the career section. So the bots will survey around that map, and they will be in a position to know which particular content suits the search that the customer is looking for. And then lastly, now help Google and users understand your content. This is what we call search engine optimization, guys. So how do you now help Google and the other people will be looking for that content get the best out of it? Create unique and accurate page titles. Your title matters. I'll not say, for example, if I'm saying I'm selling laptops, then whatever I've termed as a title as a laptop is not a laptop, it's a shoe. So automatically that will not match what I'm looking for. So make sure you create unique and accurate page titles to your site. Create good titles and snippets so that people can easily understand your content well. Some of the headings, if they are important, have you highlighted them well? Have you italicized, or have you made them bold so that people can understand what are the emphasis that you are looking for? And that is basically how you get started with search engine optimization. And to do that, you need also to get some tools. The good thing that I like with Google is it gives you tools to achieve all this. You run keyword research, and if you are doing a keyword research, you have a keyword planner. You can just type in keyword planner, sign into it, and then you'll be in a position to see which keyword has a lot of traffic and which can I bid against. What are the ratings of bidding on this keyword? And then publish the useful and high quality content. Always make sure it is high quality. It's just like the moment you are on your phone and you find a pop-up of a certain article, you look at it and you'll say, is it interesting? If it is not, I'm very sure you'll swipe it away. And if it is interesting, you will continue with it. And then make web pages search friendly. Don't have those pictures or videos that load very slowly to take maximum time on your site. So guys, always understand how best am I performing on the search engine. Keep posting your questions and I will be looking at them. How do you now build visibility with Google My Business? Google My Business is a platform that assists you to have presence both on the search and on the maps. And as Africa 118, we do assist businesses in verification of their listings. So if you want just to get in touch, you can hit us up at gmb.africa118.com, request for a callback, and within 24 hours, we will be able to have your business verified. My moderator, Joseph, will be just writing the URL, gmb.africa118.com, and you'll have your listing verified. So here is where you can also now share your business updates. You are able to show upcoming events. You are able to respond to reviews. Why we are saying Google My Business is a good thing to go to. Anytime you have Google My Business listing, it is fully optimized by the Google important things. The moment you do any search online, you shall find it has a name, it has maps, it has pictures. And Google My Business has got all those features. The moment you feed in your information, business information, it will now be considered as being search engine optimized. And anytime somebody does a search, it will appear on the right hand side, and people can easily call you, visit your website, and also leave reviews that will be applicable to you. Google has a free marketing kit, and that is from Google My Business. Anytime you hear somebody says, which marketing tool are you using? You tell them, I'm using Google My Business. And are you able to interact with customers? Yes. It has got an inbuilt tool that has got insights section. It analyzes all the results, all the interactions that you've done on that platform, and it gives you results of what you are expecting and what you have achieved. As I was just sharing this, we've looked at some of the paid and some of the organic. So the paid one is the SEM and the organic is the free one. Optimize your keywords so that you can be seen that is on the SEO. But on the contrary, on the SEM, we need to bid on keywords. So if you are on the SEO, you are optimizing your keywords, you are trying to use them well. But on the other side, you need to bid on them. And then every time you do SEM, you are bidding and you'll appear on the first page. But if you practice on the SEO, it will take time because Google will first understand your content, look at it. After you've submitted it on the search console, you've done the sitemap, it has given you these errors. So the moment now it gets convinced that your content is well, it will take time. Usually it can be 3 then to 6 months that you can see your search, your results on the first page. And when you're talking about getting started with SEM, I'll be in a position just to show you some of these. Now, I was talking about SEO and we are looking at Google My Business, but now we want to talk about the SEM. SEM, you create a campaign using Google Ads. So the first thing you need to do, log into Google Ads. I'll be showing you that in a few, just for your sake, Google Ads. And when you log into Google Ads, you should be in a position to now start running your campaign. And when you run your campaign, you can choose what campaign you want to run, who are the audience that you are targeting, and you should be in a position to target the right audience and the right location that are there. So once you set that, you need now to select the campaign, select the goal that you want, and now you need to go to the keyword. Which keyword you want to bid on? Pick the right keywords. After picking the right keywords, align them with your business goals. Manage the types. We have the broad, we have the exact match. So how many people will come to the exact match? Are we going to see the broad match? If it's broad match, it means it's so broad. But if it is exact, that is the most fine. How many people know the exact term that they are looking for online? And then write a compelling ad. Here's where now you create your ad so that you can be in a position to get the best out of it. Keep sharing your questions. I see Doris, you're asking, how do I get my GMB active, like getting traffic? Yes, that's a very good. Once you are verified on GMB, if you go on the home page, you will be in a position just to get the review button, and you can easily share that with people, and they'll be able to review that, and also share the business profile on Facebook page, on your WhatsApp for business, so that people can easily interact with you. And the moment you do that, people will be able to see this is what I'm dealing with. So I'll be showing you that in an example, and I'll be using a listing that is already verified. So just feel free to post any other question that you have, and just allow me finish on this so that we can now go practical on what you need to do that you can improve the traffic on Google My Business. Talking about search engine marketing tips, optimize your keyword list. You need to understand, what are my keywords? Do you have a keyword planner? And what does it show? So the keyword planner will assist you to get the best keyword and know how much am I going to pay for that. After doing that, connect your analytics account. I'm going to show you how to do all this, and you will be in a position to understand what the difference between the organic and the paid one. I want to stop there for now. You can see anything we're talking about organic is free. Paid is the one that you pay so that people can click on it when they search on the keyword. Talking about social media, every time we are talking about social media, ask yourself, am I targeting the right audience? The second thing, which channel am I going to use? Am I going to use Facebook? Am I going to use Twitter? Am I going to use Instagram? And then lastly, look at how often do you post engaging content? And engaging content does not mean text only. Are you putting videos? Are you using the photos? Are you using live broadcasts? And every time you're doing this, always ask yourself, am I achieving my goal? How do I understand my audience? And your consistency and regular updates assist you to keep on touch with your audience. So set your goals straight, understand your audience, and be consistent. Failure to be consistent, you lose it all. So that is something that you need to note every time we are talking about particular issues on content and marketing. I want to stop sharing that and share with you what I've been talking about. And I believe this will answer your question. Let me just share my entire screen. This is a question that you did ask, how to optimize your Google My Business listing. Just confirm that you are able to see my screen, guys. This is how it looks like. This is a verified Google My Business listing. So once you log into it, you now want to increase it so that it can have attraction. You look at this is just a 24/7 cafe, and you can see the performance, you can see the searches, you can see the activity. So when you want to do anything, you can easily scroll up here, scroll down, look at the reviews. It has an average of 4.1 and there are only 9 reviews. You can easily, if you are the manager, you can reply. But if you scroll down here, this is the section I wanted you to look at. Look at this. When we say your business is on Google, we have the view on maps, view on search, and now share. So if you want to gain a lot of traffic, you can click on this share button and it will generate a code. So it gives you this code and you can easily share it on WhatsApp, share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, and share it via email. If you are having a lot of emails that you want to share with your clients, they will be in a position to see this and they will be okay to know this is a particular business and is looking for this. That is one way that you can easily improve people interacting with your business. That's step number 1. Step number 2, you can see this business has got how many reviews? Total of 9 reviews and an average of 4.1. How now do I get these reviews? You now say get more reviews. Just up here, you see the section where we say get more reviews. You now choose share review form so that people also can rate you as a business. So it will generate a link. Also, you can share it across your social media platforms and you'll be in a position to get the best out of that. That is what you need to do. Talking about the Google ads that we were looking at, once you have this set up, you can easily create an ad. You've just seen where I've posted I've clicked as create an ad, and you'll be in a position to come into a Google ads page. And the moment you get here, you need now to get your goal. What's your advertising goal? Do you want to get more calls? Do you want to have signups? So you choose a goal. That will be the first thing. If you want to get more visits to your physical location, you now press next. And then after that, tell us where you want people to go to. Do you want them to come to your website? If it's your website, you say yes, and you'll include your website. If you do not have a website, Google My Business offers you a one-pager website. Then you click next. Then it will scan your website. Let me just do this as a demo. Let me use a website. Then after doing that, you press next. Then it will scan your website so that it can learn my business. So your website needs to be okay. After doing that, it will get a suggestion. So this is my website. It will show you on a mobile phone and on a desktop how it will appear. Looking at that, you press next. Then it will bring you to the page that we were just talking about in the previous discussion. Now you need to see, what do I need to put in place so that I can get the best. So this is how to create an ad. And here we now have on the right hand side, it will tell you the headline. So if I edit here and I just say offer, you see it on the right hand side, it's showing you the way it's changing. So if I say offer, then I say I want to just put, you see where it's editing on the right hand side, and then also it has headline 2. I say cafe in Nairobi. Let me just do this, and then I move to the next. So here is where we're talking about content. If you want the call button, you include the call button. We have the direction, and you'll be in a position to have a preview of how it looks like. Having done that, once you feed in the information, you will be now in a position to go to the next, and it will show you the characters. And the good thing is, every time you do this, it gives you hints. So this is just a matter of a demonstration. So once you fill it up, you press next, and now it will now bring you to keywords. Now you choose, if it's a restaurant, do you want to add coffee shop? Do you want to add breakfast? All these should be important. And then you now also advertise in English. The good thing, you can also choose, do you want to advertise in French? Do you want to advertise in Dutch or French? These are and then also it gives you the radius. Is it 25 kilometers or 51 radius where you are located from? From there, you now press next. Then you set a budget. Here's now where you need to understand as a business, what am I going to do with this? Then after doing that, you should be in a position now to run your ad once it is loaded. And then you can easily choose the start date and the end date. That is it. And I just want to ask, if there is any question, feel free to tell us, and I'll be able to respond to you before we go to our last discussion for tonight, and that is how to build a digital marketing plan. You remember, we are just looking at some of the channels that are there. So I want us now to look at how do you build a digital marketing plan as a business. How do you now build a digital marketing plan? And this is a very simple process, and I'll say step 1 to 6. What are your business goals? And your goals and objective. Your goal is what you want to achieve towards the end. And the objective are the steps that you need to do so that you can get to that particular destined end. So the second thing, understand the budget. The third thing, get to know your audience so that you know who are they, what do they deal with, and then decide the channels that I've just shared with you. Then plan your activity and make sure your objectives are smart. Remember, goal is the defined thing that you want to achieve at the end, and objectives are the steps that you need to take in place. So these are the 6 steps when you are talking about the strategy that you need to take. So when you are building your business goals, for example, what I was talking about here, if your goal is to make more people aware that you exist, the objective, how do I get to that goal? I need to increase the reach and awareness on my site. If it is to sell more product, what do I need to do? I need to increase my website sales. So the objectives are trying to define how am I going to achieve my goal. That is it. And examples of objectives are to increase website traffic, are to increase online sales. Do you want to increase page likes or follows? And how do you now reach the audience? That is it, guys. Talking about budget, every business, every person, the first thing you start when you want to do any business is talking about return on investment. What is the ROI behind it? I've invested X amount. Am I going to get X plus or X minus? And that is why understanding the budget is very key. After getting the budget, now you come to the audience. I think I've mentioned this once every time I'm talking about online. Who are your audience? What are their locations? What is their age? What is the job title? So that you can easily define them. The channels that you want to use. We are looking at SEM, we are looking at SEO, we've looked at some of the social media, and there are various ones. We have got email, we've got content. Which channel will assist you to achieve your goal that you want to achieve online? And then choose a channel based on the target audience and your goals. Don't go for all channels. Most people just go to all channels and now they say it's not working. But I would advise for Google My Business, if you are new on digital marketing, kindly start with Google My Business so that you can improve it and increase your traffic the way I've just shown you on how to share the profile and also to share the review form. And from there, you should be in a position to get things right. Having done that, now you need to plan your day and activity. And this is a strategy. On Monday, what am I doing? Am I going to post on Facebook on Monday? Am I posting on Tuesday on Google, Google My Business? Am I doing this on LinkedIn? Am I optimizing? Am I paying? Am I going for SEM? So that you understand what you need to do. Am I going to list on Google My Business and get verified? Am I going to set up the page? All those things you need to have that. And in anything that you do, guys, you need to have a smart KPI, key performance indicator. And you know, if you do not have anything that you can measure, that's not an indicator. If you want to improve on your sales, do you want to increase it by 10% or 20%? You need to be more precise and specific on that. So you need to be smart. That is being specific, making sure that the objective is measurable, is attainable, and it is relevant and time sensitive. So those are some of the key things that you need to take note. And as a recap, get to understand your goal, get to define your audience well, get to know which channels you are focusing on at a particular time, then the activity that you need to do, then define your objective. And this objective, they must be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and always remember time is a very great feature in anything you do. I don't know if there is any question. That is the step. I believe I've shared with you the main agenda that we had for the day. That is the digital marketing. We've looked at the numbers. We've looked at how best we need to do this. Some of the tools, the Google Trends. We've looked at some of the Google My Business. You've seen the SEO and SEM. And those are some of the things you can easily see how best am I going to deal with them. And when you want to go for the SEM, remember the keyword planner. You are going to bid on a keyword. Don't just bid on anything. You will be spending your money and you'll not be finding value out of it. And if you have any question, feel free to post it and I'll be able to respond to that. Just to pause for questions. Any question, guys? I see a question. Kindly explain how to get more conversion in terms of buying. I believe all that I've shared here should be now your guiding steps if you want to get conversion. If you want to get conversion, have you understood the process? The first thing, what is your goal? What conversion are you looking at? Do you want to improve it by 10%? After understanding the goal, what you need to know, am I going for this? And this should answer your question. What is my goal? And do you have defined steps so that you can achieve that? What are the budget and resources that are available for you to achieve that? Before you get to that conversion, how much are you able to put in so that you get the desired result? And then, who are your audience? Do you understand their activities online? Where are they? How are you going to target them? Then decide which channel are you going to use. Nowadays, even people decide, today I'm not going to post on Facebook. Facebook people post everything, and I only want to deal with something. So decide the channel. If you want Google My Business, you explore Google My Business. Feel free to join on our subsequent webinars, and we'll be able to share with you how best to optimize your Google My Business. And I believe all of you should join this so that I'll be explaining in depth how to do that. And then plan your activity. How are you going to execute all that? And always make sure the objectives that you've set are smart. So I believe with those steps, you should be able to get to convert some of the activities that you are doing online. And any question that I'm missing? Let me check the chat. Thank you. I'm just seeing a lot of love coming from the chat. Some people saying they like the content. I believe you've learned something. And on the feedback form, I just want to share with you some next steps. I know every time, remember, we are doing this during this pandemic time, and most of you, either you are faced with this pandemic and you find that you are not in a position to get these resources the way we could do it offline. And that's why we share this link, that is learn digital with google.com. So my moderator Orwa will be posting this link. You can check out this link, and you should be in a position just to sign up and get some of the resources that I've been talking about. There are a lot in this particular link. Sign in. If you've ever signed in that, just go through them. Today we've looked at creating a digital marketing strategy, and you should be in a position now to see how best am I going to do that, and how am I going to implement what I've read or what I've got out of this session. And then don't forget to follow us on our social media handles on Digital Skills for Africa, that is on Facebook, and also on Twitter, we are at Digital Skills AF, and on Instagram, Digital Skills AF. Remember to follow us, like us, let us press the subscription button also on this particular YouTube channel, and also press a like button if you like this particular stream, so that every time we'll be going live, you will be notified on our upcoming webinars. So let me just see what you've got to share with us. Every time we are online, you'll be getting notifications. Just to check some of the feedback, and also don't forget that we are having a certificate for you, and this certificate should be coming your way in 2 weeks time. In 2 weeks time, we'll be sharing this certificate. So just fill up the certificate form. Also fill up the feedback form so that we can improve on some of the services that we are offering you this particular session. And this session has come courtesy of Youth in Africa, who are the organizers of this. And just in collaboration with Africa 118, we've been able to have this particular session. So great thanks to the organizers, and also feel free to engage with them with our subsequent sessions. They'll be sharing these upcoming links or with you. So feel free to join us, and we'll be glad to see that you get the best out of these webinars that we are having. I want to say thank you very much for joining us. I've been your senior trainer, that is Wanjala John, and I've not been alone. I've been with my moderator, Orwa Joseph, who has been good. I've seen all his comments. I've seen how he's just engaging you. And of course, the most precious people. Without you, this would have not been a success. That is, all of you did manage to join and keep us company until now. I've been your trainer, Angela John, and I want just to wish all of you a blessed evening. And remember to keep safe and sanitize and maintain social distance. Thank you and have yourself a blessed evening.